Okay. First of all, thank you all for coming. I'm gonna begin with a question, and I hope that everybody can tell me what they think. Assuming that you are the manager of a company, and then you have 4 types of employees. One of them is very, very good. He's very, very competent, but he doesn't work. You have to tell me which of these employees you're going to fire first, right? The first one that you have to fire as a manager of a company. So you have 4 types of employees. One of them is very smart. He's very intelligent, competent, and he works a lot. He works all the time. Another one is very smart and competent, but he doesn't work. Then there is one that is incompetent and not smart at all, but he works a lot. Then there is one that is incompetent and not smart, and he doesn't work at all. So out of these 4 people, which one are you going to fire first as a manager of a company?
The last one you just said, not smart, no,
Not
nothing,
working.
no
Nothing.
work.
He's not smart
The
and he
last one.
doesn't work.
Eh?
The last one doesn't have anything.
Anything.
Mm.
So can you justify why you would fire the last person? He's not good and he doesn't work. And then
Yeah, it doesn't, that justify it.
it
What
does.
you just said about the person justify it. If you are smart and you are not working, probably query or um training can change the person to be working. If you are not smart but you're working, then maybe training and all that can change you. But you are not smart, you are not working, you are not doing anything. What are you doing in the company? Go.
Okay, thank you. That's a good one. Afanawe, why do you say that we should fire the last person first? Is it the
Yeah,
same?
I'm with Abraham. I mean, the hardworking person, you can always train them. And it seems like they'll be willing to learn because they're hardworking. And then the non-smart
The
person,
non-smart who works a lot.
yeah, that's the one. And then the
The
smart
non
person that doesn't work, you can kind of motivate them and talk to them to like, you need to pick up, you need to change, so those are workable, but the other person doesn't have anything at all. So
so he should go. Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much. So Tina, what do you think? 4 people.
Um,
Competent, hardworking, competent, not hardworking, incompetent,
um,
very hardworking, incompetent, not hardworking. Which one are you gonna fire first?
hmm, incompetent, not hardworking, because they're competent but not hardworking. I mean, that one is annoying because I don't know. I think, but it's annoying. But when you need them, I feel like they can help you in a time of need. Like they're like those people that save the day, even though like on the regular they're not, doing what they have to do. But since their expertise, can help the company or whatever, and the hard worker that doesn't know anything. Um, but I mean, if they don't know anything, then what are they working hard towards? I don't know. That one too is confusing because like if they're hardworking, what are they hardworking toward if they're not? If they what do you call it? Don't have
Incompetent.
means. Yeah,
Mhm.
if they don't know what
Good
they're
call.
doing.
Okay.
So that one is a question mark. But definitely the one who doesn't know anything, also hardworking, also not hardworking is like a waste of space in the thing. So definitely that one should go first. But yeah.
Wow, that is a very interesting analysis right there. So based on what Tina said, I want to give you the chance to come up with another answer. Do you guys have a different answer? Or you want me to tell you what the answer is?
Tell us.
Okay, so the incompetent that works very hard, he's the one that you have to fire first. You know why? He doesn't know anything and he's working. So what is he doing? He's creating problems. He's messing things up. Right? You don't know anything. You're working so hard. So what are you doing? You are creating problems for the company. So he needs to go first. And then it was a trick question, but you can think about it. Did you guys like it? Does it make sense?
That's interesting.
I'm sorry, Effie?
It says interesting.
Yeah, it is. Right. So
before you go on,
this
you said, let me ask this question because I've been thinking about it. This training we are having, it's one thing. The second thing is to have the skill to practicalize it.
Yes.
I've done a lot of small projects on Java, on C++, on C#. You understand? But for me to come back, how does it work in putting all of them together? Then I start reading a lot of things, and what I can come up with is you need a practicable on-the-job practice of all these things we're doing. Do you think at this position that all of us in this class are, can we look for job which will be a low-level job, then on the job we can train ourselves? Is it possible?
Yeah, it is 100% possible, because once you get a job, every day you are training, right? And this time you have a manager to report to. So there is pressure on you to deliver. So you're going to stay up all night if you have to do that in order to finish the task that is given to you. So getting a job is the best way you can learn anything, right? The only thing is sometimes to get a job, you need to have some kind of knowledge, right? That is why we do the training. And I have to say that your question is a good one, because, when we started this kind of learning, we did HTML, we did CSS. We just started the CSS. Up until this point, we are just laying the foundation that we're gonna build upon. Because if you want to build a project like this, a lot of things are happening. And if you understand the fundamentals of what is happening on this page, then you're gonna be able to develop it very, very fast, right? So practicalizing what you guys are learning is what we are going to do, just that we haven't reached that stage yet. I believe today's class is going to be very crucial, because we are going to do a live project, so that you can see the value of what you are learning, that we are not just teaching you things that have no use, right? We are teaching you things that we use in the industry ourselves. So it's good that you are doing little projects. The little projects is what's going to help you pass the interviews, because the projects you do essentially mimics what is done in the industry, right? Because once you do the project, you can really, really, really talk about the stuff, because you know how to use them, right? So I would say that if you're pretty confident, you can start looking for a job, right? And me being the instructor here also, I'm going to make sure that we are doing live projects. And even today, we are going to do a live project. And after today, I'm sure you're going to appreciate most of the things that we've been learning up until this point, because I think we have enough foundation to start doing live projects. And so by saying live projects, things that are done in the industry. So we are just going to go to a site and pick up something and then develop. And then you're going to see how it is done. If I was to do this in the industry, this is exactly what I would be doing. And then we're going to try to do that together. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
I think so I've been researching, looking for jobs and everything too, but I think the main thing is just passing the interview. So I've heard some people say that when they do live projects, they're able to use it as an example for an interview question when they ask about something specific about that. So as long as you talk through the project and you get your foot in the door, then they can show you what they use. I don't know if that helps either.
Yeah, thank you for adding that, Ibrahim. Definitely. Nobody's gonna tell you that you're ready to look for a job. You're the only person that would know, right? Based on the things that you've learned, have you covered the breadth of all that you need to know? Because mostly you don't want to show up and then they're gonna say, "Oh, tell us about this," and then you have not even heard of it before. So that is my job as a teacher, to expose you to all the areas of tech in the industry, so that once you show up for software development interview, nothing is going to be a surprise to you. But I know you are learning ahead of the class, which is really good. Keep doing that. But if you are in doubt, you can always reach out to me. But personally, as we've been going through the front-end development together, I think that we need a couple of weeks for me to cover everything that I think you must know to call yourself a competent front-end software developer. And maybe I need about 2-3 weeks into the future to be sure that I have given you all that you need, right? So that's just a matter of time. So you're doing the right thing. You are showing up for the classes. So if you keep doing that, I can assure you that within a very short period of time, you can really walk to the interviews with confidence, right? Because look, Vishal, he's got 20 years of experience in tech, 25, almost 25. And he's one of our teachers over here. So you have any questions, you can ask him, but he's always interviewing people also, right? So the things that he says, if you can understand them, then you can be sure that when you go for the interview, you'll be good. But they're going to be asking subtle things, right? The questions they ask you will be very subtle, that if you don't have a good understanding of the concept, you won't be able to say anything useful. So it doesn't hurt to practice more. But if you feel like you are good, you can start looking for a job. And if you get any job, say entry-level job, then you can learn on the job. But personally, I don't recommend that people get entry-level jobs, right? For the term entry-level, it's just a way for them to pay you very, very low salary. But once you get on the job, they are not going to say that, oh, this person is entry-level, so let's be patient with him. No, if they give you an assignment, they expect you to do it within a reasonable amount of time. So the best thing you can do is to equip yourself very, very well. And then you present yourself as somebody who has experience, right? Because any project that you build is also an experience that you are getting. Because most of these tech things, unless you get it on the job, you cannot get a hands-on experience. But if you are getting the experience through classes and books that you read, projects that you build, then most companies can consider that as an experience that you have. So you can say that, oh, I'm not just a beginner, I'm very, very competent, and I'm coming in as a mid-level software developer. And they're gonna interview you, and once you pass it, you start with a very, very high salary, right? Because if you go as an entry level, they give you a very, very low salary, and then you're gonna stay there for many years before they're gonna increase your salary for you. But once they see you as a low entry-level developer, they're always going to see you like that. So you may have to change the job in order to get a higher salary. So I would never recommend anybody to look for a job and call themselves entry-level something. You are just hurting yourself. Companies, they like it when you come and say, oh, I'm an entry-level. Yeah, they are happy because they can give you half what you deserve. But once you get on the job, if you have to stay up for the whole day to finish what they give you, you're going to have to do that, because they will not say, oh, he's an entry level. At my job, everybody is a software developer. They don't say this one is entry level, this one is this. Of course, we have a senior developer there, but we call people by their first name. So managers don't even remember who is the senior, who is the junior. They don't know, they just know your name. And they know that I gave you something to do and you haven't done it, right? They can be patient with you as you're going through the training process, maybe for 6 months. Everybody goes through that. Even as a senior developer, you're gonna have to go through the training because you're gonna learn the software. If you don't understand the company's business, you won't be able to make changes to their code. So it doesn't matter how much you know, they have to take you through the basics, but after a certain period of time, you're going to have to deliver. So I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but the more you are learning, I think that you are going to be able to negotiate very high salary, and try to never present yourself as an entry-level developer. So ask yourself, what can I do to show up as a mid-level software developer? Maybe you have to do tough projects. There is no such thing as a tough project, right? It's like if you are building a house. If you know how to lay one brick, that's it. You just keep laying the same brick, and then before you know it, you have a whole room or a house built. So it's just the little things that you know that becomes a lot eventually. So I guess the more mistakes you make, the more competent you become, because every mistake you try to find a solution to it. So the next time you see that mistake again, you're like, oh, I've seen this before. So that will save you a little bit of time over there. So that is the only difference, right? At the end of the day, because we are all writing code, whether you are mid-level or senior level or junior level. Okay, so do you have any more questions?
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to record again so we can get started with the class itself. Thank you guys for participating.